Allocate a specific time slots for each activity and adjust your plan as needed throughout the day. And again, family, this sets you up, especially if you're a new project manager, for how you're going to lead your day. That doesn't mean your day is going to go that way because something could come up out of nowhere, which most of the time it does. But when it doesn't, you have a plan of action that you can take advantage of. Point number six, build confidence through small wins. Achieving small, tangible results boosts morale as well as builds confidence over time. I'm going to tell you, my new project managers, when you make this decision to get into project management and you are leading a project as a project manager or even as a project coordinator, it's going to be important. Matter of fact, it's going to be imperative that you build these small wins, knock down little milestones, knock down tasks. This is going to start building the confidence in your team. When your team has the confidence, they're going to really help you lead the project better. So here's my actionable tip. Set achievable milestones for each project phase and celebrate these wins with your team. And the next one is recognize progress helps shift focus from self-doubt to accomplishments. So reason why, especially my new project managers, reason why you guys have self-doubt because you haven't won anything. You're on this journey. You're like, okay, how well am I doing? Am I not doing well? Should I have done this better? What about my meeting notes? So all of these things are running through your mind where someone of myself that has been in this thing called project management longer than a decade, I know that I got to put on my seatbelt because it's going to be a bumpy ride. And there's going to be moments where it looks like I'm nowhere close to having success on this project. And then boom, we get that breakthrough and then everything takes off and it starts working well. But that comes through wisdom and experience. And it takes time to build up that self-confidence. Let's go on to point number seven. This is the one I was telling you about, family. Build relationships with key stakeholders. Always tell you, communication, stakeholders, being someone that solves problems. What else I talked about? Making decision versus choices. These are the foundational areas that sometimes project managers skip over, especially relationships, building relationship with your project team and your key stakeholders. When you build strong relationship with stakeholders and as well as your project teams, it helps gain support and reduces doubt, about your ability as a PM. Here's my actionable tip. Schedule one-on-one meetings with key stakeholders to understand their key expectation and gather feedback. You know the motto here. Frustration comes from a lack of expectations that were established. Here's my last and final one on this. Build rapport early establishes trust and positions you as a proactive and capable project manager. Point number eight, keep an open dialogue with your manager. It always baffles me when I'll talk to a project manager and they say, they're struggling with a new project. And I say, have you connected with your manager? No, no. It's like, well, why haven't you? Well, he or she's too busy, or they give me some excuse. And I know a lot of it is that you're trying to show that they made a good hiring decision. Well, if you really want to show that they made a good hiring decision, talk with your manager, let them know what the issues are. But even though you know what the issues are, be ready to come with a proposed solution. Just don't dump a lot of problems on your manager's plate. If you're going to provide him with or her a lot of issues or problems you're dealing with, talk about what you've done, talk about what you plan to do, and see if they have some further insight because maybe they've been with the organization longer than you have. And so they may know your project team and the stakeholders you're dealing with and say, oh, working with John,